Da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-dum. What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game preview and a special Kickstarter preview. Today I'm very excited to check out Conspiracy from Shooting Again Games. This is for 2 to 4 players. Age is 13 plus, so it'll take about 30 to 45 minutes to play. And in Conspiracy, you are going to be collecting sets of various different conspiracy, trying to gain points. But there's some interesting scoring mechanisms along the way in the form of a tabloid pile, because as we all know, when things are in tabloids, they're probably fake, and that's going to disprove your conspiracies. It's coming to a Kickstarter to you very, very soon. Let's check it out. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what's running inside of Conspiracy. Before we get started, I want to mention this is the promotional copy in front of me, so take everything you see here with a grain of salt. So first and foremost, we got our handy dandy rule booklet. It's 3 pages, double-sided. It's just text for the time being. I imagine yours is going to have color, pictures, illustrations, all that good stuff. But it's still a well-done rule booklet. It should have you up and running in no time at all. It's also a simple game, so hopefully I can teach you the nuts and bolts now. So in Conspiracy, you're going to be trying to prove different conspiracies by getting a set of 4 in front of you. The different conspiracies will come in different colors, like pink and green and red and blue and brown, and they will all have their own unique actions on them. So when you play them, you will unlock special abilities that might be persistent special abilities, like this one right here. They might be ones that help you with end game scoring, or lots of different things like that. So let's go over the components, then we'll get a little bit into the gameplay. So first and foremost, you're going to have a handy dandy little cheat card, which is incredibly useful. It's going to have all the different icons that are in the game. And also it's going to go over the 2 main kinds of cards you're going to see in the game, which are going to be conspiracy cards, which we alluded to a little bit earlier, and then action cards. Action cards are going to have a lightning bolt on them. You can only play 1 action card per turn, unless, of course, you've got the 1 conspiracy, which will allow you to start playing 2 action cards per turn, which is very beneficial. Most of the special abilities are very beneficial. So when you start the game off, you're going to start the game with 10 cards. Everyone's going to be dealt 10 cards. You're going to put the unknown pile of cards right here. And you're also going to have what's called the tabloid pile right here. Now the tabloids, as you many know, are those those crummy magazines you're going to have in the checkout line where it's going to say crazy things. And they're going to help disprove what you are trying to prove. They're going to make your conspiracy theories sound silly. So you do not want the cards that you have in front of you in the tabloid pile when you get to the scoring section. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. So on your turn, what you're going to do is you're going to draw a card. Now, you can draw a card either from the top of the tabloid deck or from the unknown. So we'd look and we'd say, you know what, we really don't need an orange card, so we're just going to draw this card right here, which is going to give us a brown card. So let's see. That will give us 2 brown cards. Now we're lucky. We actually start off, we have 3 pink cards right here, and we have what is called a leaked file, which is one of the best cards in the game. It's an action card, so you'll only be able to play 1 of these per turn, but this is essentially a wild card, which means we could lay down this conspiracy in front of us right now because we have a set of 4. That's not a bad idea at all. So let's take a look at the special ability as well to see if it affects us. This particular one does not affect us because this is going to give us bonus points when we get to the scoring phase. But still, we have successfully scored some points, place that in front of us, and bada boom, we are up and running. So now what we can do is we can't play an action card. We've already played 1 action card per turn. We can strengthen other people's conspiracies if we want, or we can strengthen our own if we had more pink cards. Now you're like, why would you possibly want to strengthen someone else's conspiracy? Because that's going to give them more points. Well, at the end of the round, when someone has played their last card and then discarded their last card into the discard pile, whoever has the most of a particular conspiracy is going to be susceptible to losing some of their points based on the tabloid pile we talked about earlier. So let's just pretend that these are 4 orange instead of 4 pink. If at the end of the round I am the only person with orange and this card is in the tabloid pile, that means I'm going to lose 1 of my cards. However, if someone else was also going for orange, so let's pretend I have 4 orange, this guy has 4 orange. If I played an orange card on that guy over there, then he would be the one that loses 1 of his cards. Now, if there's a tie, you would both lose 1 of your cards. So there's this interesting little pulling cat and mouse tug of war kind of thing throughout the game as you're trying to see what's in the tabloid pile, what you're playing, and who has the most of each particular color. So you're going to continue to do that until someone has played all of their cards and discards their last card. So once you get to the scoring phase, how that's going to work is you're going to go through the tabloid pile and you're going to be like, all right, well, just put a couple examples here. We're going to be like, does anyone have orange? No one has orange? All right, we discard that. Does anyone have brown? Say, all right, you have a brown. Well, you're going to have to discard one of your browns. Does anyone have a brown? Oh, it's still you. You're going to have to discard one of your browns. That's unfortunate. Does anyone have a blue? Let's just say there's a tie for blue. 2 people have 5 blue cards. Both of them are going to lose one of their blue cards, and that means they're going to lose points. So, how does scoring work? Well, scoring is very simple. You are going to total up the number of each conspiracy. And then what you're going to see is that number higher than 10. If that number is higher than 10, it actually gets doubled, because that's a much more likely truthful conspiracy theory. You also will be able to add not only your color, but other people's colors. So let's pretend that I have pink, and this guy over here has pink. We're definitely going to be over 10. That's a great thing, which means our pink score will be double. Whereas this brown score right here, that person would only get 4 points. However, if they had brown, then someone over here had, say, 8 points worth of brown, then we'd add up the 8, we'd add up the 10, the 12. That would mean everything would get doubled, so this would be 16 points worth of brown, and this would be 8 points worth of brown. Your goal is to get over 100 points, and then to have the most points when someone reaches over 100 points. There is one interesting little scoring thing I do want to mention, which is the Mayan prophecy, which is also in here. I believe that's the, there's a Mayan prophecy cards in here. Yeah, it's the purple ones right there. Where if you have over 12 points of Mayan prophecy and you are the only person who has the Mayan prophecy, then you're the only person who scores points in a round. So that is a good way for you to catch up if you're potentially behind. There's a little pro trick for you. Now, one more thing I do want to mention is that if you still have cards in your hand, that is bad. So let's just say I still had these 3 cards in my hand right now. I'd look down at what I got and I'd say, all right, I scored 2, 4, 6, 9 points right now. But since I have 6 points in my hand, I would only score 3 points for the round. You'd write down what you got for the round. You would put all the cards back in, rinse, wash, and repeat till someone gets over 100, who will be the winner of Conspiracy. And that, in a nutshell, is how the game is played. Alrighty then, Conspiracy from Shoot Again Games. Who might be digging this game? First and foremost, if you're in the market for a conspiracy-themed game, this one definitely works thematically. I especially like how the tabloid pile works with the theme of the game. How when things are in the tabloid, you are less likely to believe that conspiracy, and hence you're going to lose points for that. That actually really works kind of cool, and it's unique trying to put stuff in there and thinking, what do I really want to discard? How can I disprove someone else's strong conspiracy? So that works pretty well. Also, if you're in the market for a gateway/gateway plus type of game, this one definitely might fit that bill, because it has a lot of similar mechanisms that you would see in very popular games like Uno, Phase 10, Skip Mode, other different set collection games like that, because you're just trying to draw a card and then you discard a card, and along the way you're going to be playing cards on yourself and playing cards on other people, trying to go out. The cards you have in your hand are going to score you points, are going to count against you, I should say, which is a bad thing. Last but not least, if you're in the market for a family weight game that is easy to learn, easy to teach, this one will definitely fit that bill, especially considering most of the information that you're going to need is on the cards themselves. Like, what does this card do? Well, I can read it and it will tell me, which is always a good thing. So that is Conspiracy from Shoot Again Games. It looks like it might be your cup of tea. Be sure to check out the Kickstarter link down below or in the comments below. Let me know, is there a conspiracy that you believe in, and why do you believe in it? For me personally, I don't know if there's necessarily one that I really do believe in. However, I do find it very suspicious that we were able to launch to the moon 46 freaking years ago, and since then we've just been like, moon, whatever. That is awfully suspicious to me. But what's a conspiracy that you believe in? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.